to Washington. I swear in on January 3rd. I get accused of giving insurrection tours, which I thought was hilarious because I couldn't even find the bathroom in the Capitol. Then January 6th happens, and next thing you know, I organized the whole thing along with Steve Bannon here. And I want to tell you something, if Steve Bannon and I had organized that, we would have won. Not to mention, it would have been armed. Yeah. See, that's the whole joke, isn't it? They say that whole thing was planned, and I'm like, are you kidding me? A bunch of conservatives, Second Amendment supporters went in the Capitol without guns, and they think that we organized that? I don't think so.
Proud moments for Marjorie Taylor Greene speaking at the New York Young Republicans Club, the event they had over the weekend. If you couldn't really fully make out what she said there, she said, I can't believe that they thought me and Steve Bannon, people like us, were planning January 6th insurrection, because if we did, we would have won. Think about that terminology, we would have won. We would have won what? You would have won the attack? Because you're acknowledging it was attacked finally? No, it wasn't them that organized it, and also they would have shown up with guns. Can you imagine a Second Amendment person not showing up to the United States Capitol to overturn an election, to completely murder folks that are inside that are looking to certify that election? We would have shown up with guns and we would have murdered. We would have won, she says. She wasn't done there though. There's a lot of things that happened at this event. We're gonna get to a mini piece there. But the second part from Marjorie Taylor Greene, at least, she's also talking about groomers, but not the kinds that they've been talking about before. Apparently it's about these school shooters. I thought the Second Amendment people were the ones with guns, which she says she is, but still there's these damn leftists that keep grooming kids into doing things. Let's listen to her say this nonsense.
Young people, usually young white men, will pick up a gun and shoot up their schools. How did these things come to be here in the United States of America? I want you to know it grieves my heart. I'm a mom, I've got 3 kids. My kids are adults, and I just can't understand how children are being attacked today in America. In our schools, where it used to be the school teacher was the most trusted person for every parent to leave their child with, now it's the school teachers who are grooming kids. Think about that. They're grooming children to hate.
Grooming children to hate. These school teachers are grooming children to hate. Therefore, they become school shooters and start shooting up the whole school. This comes, I'm not sure if it's before or after she said we would have shown up to the Capitol with guns and we would have won. Telling the young Republican group in New York, that school teachers are grooming young people to become shooters. Does this make any sense to you, or does it sound like exactly what it's supposed to sound like? We're the violent ones, but we are the good violent ones. We kill righteously, so grab your guns. Not those other people. Everyone else that murders not in our name are bad guys. We're the good guys who murder. If you need any more confirmation to this, Gavin Wax was speaking at this as well. He's the president of this New York Young Republicans Club. He said this: we want to cross the Rubicon. We want total war. We must be prepared to do battle in every arena, in the media, in the courtroom, at the ballot box, and in the streets, is what he said. There's a room full of supporters. Of course, they were down in Manhattan speaking at this event, because why not? Burbank, just from these first few things, there's more. The deplorable people that were there and the type of interactions that were going on, and I'm not sure the generating of hate and potential plans for that next time. I don't know what the plan was here, but I want to first get your reaction to some of this stuff that was going on.
Yeah, I mean, Marjorie Taylor Greene saying, if it was me and Bannon organizing that insurrection and that coup on the US government, we would have won. That's like me saying, if I did 9/11, that plane would have hit the Pentagon. Like, do they understand the severity of what they're actually saying, and saying it pretty seriously? This is her giving a speech at a conference. And it's very weird to see her talking about this in a very fancy dress, in a very fancy big ballroom that I'm sure they paid a ton of money to rent out. To do what? To groom young people to hate, exactly what she's accusing our school teachers of doing in schools, blaming the teachers for school shooters, it makes absolutely no sense. And it's pretty clear that she doesn't think about what she's going to say before she gets up there and grabs a microphone, because she's just projecting in this speech.
Well, and I guess it's to get people ready for war, the total war, the kind of stuff that they're supposed to have in every arena. Here's a few of those, I was really close to call them names that I can't say on the show. Here's a few of these folks that were there. Again, the Young Republicans group in New York. At this 5-hour event, which Hatewatch reporters attended. This is from the Southern Poverty Law Center. They were talking about all the things that were going on there. White nationalists Peter and Lydia Brimelow of VDARE hobnobbed with Steve Bannon, that guy who would have won that insurrection with Marjorie Taylor Greene. He's a former Trump advisor and White House official, of course. And Trump Jr. was also in attendance. Here's more. VDARE traffics in the Great Replacement conspiracy theory in his published defenses of a writing of a terrorist who gunned down 24 people in an El Paso Walmart in 2019. Allegedly, they authored that too. Peter Brimelow attended the white supremacist American Renaissance Conference in November, whose host has portrayed black people as being subhuman. The Brimelows published writing authored by Jason Kessler, who helped organize the deadly 2017 Unite the Right rally in Charlottesville, Virginia, which Donald Trump defended as good people on both sides. You guys remember that too. Here's a little bit more of these folks that showed up at this great event. White nationalists such as the Brimelows of VDARE and leaders from extreme far-right European parties like Alternative for Germany, whom German officials placed under surveillance for their ties to extremism, and the Austrian Freedom Party also showed up as well. Trump family members were there, as I pointed out. Other Republicans publicly lauded members of an Austrian political party founded by World War II era German Nazi party members. That's great. Racist political operative Jack Posobiec also shared jokes across table with Josh Hammer, who's an opinion editor of Newsweek. I mentioned Junior and Green were there. Who cares? Okay, so as we see this stuff, you're gonna be hearing about the things that were said. She also talked about dildos and butt plugs, because that's a good thing to talk about at these events. You have to ask yourself, what is the point of these things? What comes next? What's the point of telling all these folks all this stuff? What's the point of hobnobbing with white nationalists and racists and international hateful people? It's because that's your people. And there's all these pictures, people showing up, hugging and talking about how the New York Young Republicans really know how to throw a party. So before the attacks come, before more, I guess, attempts to overturn the government come, they have to generate that energy. That's the period that we're in now. First attempt failed, they're waiting on the next one. Who knows over what, but they'll find something. Any last thoughts on this, Jess?
It's just insane that now this is how we welcome people to the Republican Party in the United States, is priming them for, idolizing Nazis and planning to coup the government as well. Like, this is what the future of the party is. This is happening at the Young Republicans Conference. And if you're someone like McCarthy or McConnell that's trying to distance yourself from the Trump faction of the party, that's not gonna work out so well when all of the young people being brought into the party and being wined and dined so that they eventually, pledge their loyalty to the party and do the bidding for the party, like Marjorie Taylor Greene and Steve Bannon. What you're going to get is a party of Nazis. That's literally what they're trying to build.
I think they know that. It seems like it's exactly what they're looking for. Good job on their part. We just need to pay attention to it and respond accordingly.